Hello tankers and tankettes, welcome to a bit of live gameplay, and it seemed appropriate after my mods and news update video where I sold the T28 Prot that I should follow it up with some gameplay in my brand new T30. Now, as you can see, I haven't actually, the tracks are the only thing I've unlocked. The gun and the radio I obviously already had from other things. The top gun is going to take a while to get, but the middle gun is still, like the 120mm, it's very usable. It's the same gun you get on the T34, only it handles better, although it has worse accuracy. So I have noticed the worse accuracy, but it does make up for it with a better otherwise overall handling. What I'm going for at the moment is actually the engine, because it's still pretty sluggish with its stock engine. It definitely struggles a bit right now. So I've got a gun lane drive and a gun rammer, which takes the reload time is, we can actually see their actual reload time is a bit over 8.5 seconds, so it's a pretty good rate of fire, pretty decent DPM with that rate of fire, and my crew isn't even 100% yet, so it's going to get better. People also pointed out that there is a button where you can just go retrain crew, and it does it all in one go, and I've literally never used that before, so I'd completely forgotten that was an option instead of what I did in the video, which was train each one individually, which can take forever. So yeah, I will remember that that's a thing in future. So let's have a go. This is a Sunday, not a Sunday, it's a Tuesday. Wow, I can tell the difference. Sunday, Tuesday, who's counting? Monday's stream with Zircon, I got to play this a bit, but even platooning up with Zircon, and I think Snooze and Billy were in at various points, and Fosh as well, they were struggling to get over, I think, what, 55% win rate, I think was about what they had in total for the day. Snooze had a bit over 55, and he was playing the longest on the stream. For all the battles I had, it was about 53% win rate. So yeah, when Zircon's on your platoon and you're still struggling to maintain an over 50% win rate, you know it's not a particularly good day. But those kind of days can happen. You know, one day, 30 odd battles, it doesn't really have that much statistical significance. It's when you have 3,000 battles, that's when the numbers start to actually add up to mean something. So it's Runeberg. Couple of artillery, which means I do not want to go out on the field because I can't react fast enough, not with a stock engine, and this is not a particularly fast machine anyway, so it's not like I can sit and hold down and look over that ridge, because I will just get blatted by artillery fairly easily. So I am going to try my luck in the town instead. We'll see how this goes. Now it's tier 10 game, but with this gun, well, even on the T34 it is a perfectly decent amount of penetration for taking on most tier 10s. So the gun is not really a concern. Hiding my hull, however, is, and it's going to be a bit harder on this map because there's not that many places where I can do it. There's a pile of rubble there, for instance, but that would leave me vulnerable to, you guessed it, artillery, so I can't even use the one advantage I've got. It is, I mean, the hull is, for a tier 9 anything, it's pretty weak. It's not particularly good, so you can't really rely on that hull armor unless you're facing off against lower tiers. Sort of tier, well, tier 8 and lower, tier 7 and lower really, because it's the T29 hull. Of course the T34 gets it as well, but the T34 is in the same position, only it at least, it's at worst it's only ever going to see, well at best rather, it's only going to see tier 8s, whereas this at best will see tier 9, so that alone does make a difference. Of course, it's also got that other American wonderful feature of terrible side armor, so that's a thing I've got to be worried about as well. So IS-7, I'm not convinced what they're doing is I'm not convinced that's a good plan, but the tank destroyers down there should keep that corner relatively free. Artillery makes this incredibly awkward because, of course, they can just reach out and touch you inappropriately from half the map away. More than half the map away, from the whole map away. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So They're mediums, of which they have lots and we have none. Well, we have a T54. Okay, we have one medium to their lots of mediums. In fact, their team is half mediums, it looks like. Yeah, mediums and scouts type. T54, Lorraine, MX30, Batchat, Leopard 1, another... Oh no, that's Batchat Arty. Batchat, and of course the... Yeah. So, they got a lot of mediums. And, oh, hello, Conqueror. No, this is probably going to involve sticking my ass out, but whatever. I should... Oh, high roll. Okay, that was alright. Spanked him a bit. That was rather inelegantly done, but he was distracted. So, you know, if somebody's distracted, elegance be damned. A shot's a shot. And he didn't have anything behind him, so I was relatively safe to take that. So they're trying to get around... Oh, hello, I'm spotted. And it looks like they were waiting for that T30 to arrive to make a push. And, oh, that Jagdtiger is... Oh, they're all getting spanked right now. See, the T34, you would struggle to make shots like that, and you're still going to struggle to make shots like that a bit. And it's not so much the gun handling as the lesser accuracy that's an issue. Because the shot, you know, while the aim time is a great deal better, the shot is just that less bit likely to go where you want it to go because the accuracy is not as good. So this E4's fronting for us, which is good. He's got reasonable armour, nothing like the E3's armour. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, by the way, I highly recommend going and watching that 110 E3 game. It's an older game, but my word, it's ridiculous. Now, I'm sure that Batchat's going to pop out again at some point. Once he's reloaded, because he's just going to have perfect flanking shots. You better believe that's what he's going to do his best to make use of. Oh, although that's a T54 coming up behind us. That turret reverse though. Right. That should make him a bit more shy. They also know he's there. Not quite sure how we're hanging on this corner, but we are. I've yet to take any damage, but the thing with this is that you might have lost hit points, but with such weak hull armor on a map like this, it doesn't necessarily matter, because you can lose them very, very quickly in a Tier 9 battle. Very quickly indeed. So that Batchat's over there. Can I possibly afford to take this hit? And that really didn't... oh well. Would have been nice if that had connected. But from what I know of the T30, you can afford to make those shots even less with the 155mm gun. You've really got to let that settle. Which is basically my experience with the T34 is you just have to be patient. And I think if you can get along with the T34, then that would give you a good taste of... Oh, hello. Fizz fizz. Okay. Well, his back's against the wall. I guess I can't blame him. Right. Oh, R.I.P. Batchat. They do still have artillery to worry about as well, though. Well, this has been very inconsequential in terms of damage. Hello, artillery. Well, he was looking for the walls being knocked over, so yeah, there's still 1390 around somewhere as well that could cause me trouble. But it might just be one of those games where staying alive makes the difference. I actually really am wary that 1390 getting the drop on me because he can clip me easily. Incredibly easily. With this, and there he is. With this armour. The fact that they've still got artillery means this is not won yet. Far from it. I'm actually going to go after this 1390 because if he's in our rear, that's going to be a big problem for all of us. I think we're winning though. Yeah, we are. I might yet die. Although, having said that, T92 just took out our Jagdtiger. Oh, hello, 1390. Right. Jagdtiger's coming in as well. I don't want to go around and give him my axle. That would be suicidal, because then he could just clip me. Hopefully their artillery is occupied with other things, though. Nice. Jagdtiger's probably going to get him. See what I mean about you can't really react with this thing. It's going to get better with a top engine, I imagine, but no, It's a very, very... Like, this is sluggish even compared to the T34. And before artillery shot obliterates me. We have won this, though, but my damage is a bit rubbish. We'll have another game. This was a pretty short one, really. I have a feeling that with the top engine it's going to be more to my liking, but at the moment this is why I'm going for the engine first, because it's a bit painful. It limits the usefulness and your ability to put the DPM with that 120mm gun to use. And just the fact that it's got a gun like that with that reload on that turret, well, if you get the right map with no artillery, it could be rather nice, but as it was, that was a bit of a rubbish game, really. 4 shots fired, only 2 of which actually hit, and the XP was a bit pants. So I've yet to have a really standout game. That's why I'm doing this, a live recording, rather than a replay, because I've not really had any game in this yet where I've thought, right, I'll pull out the replay because that's worth saving. It just oh, T95 platoon, that's brave. It is the engine more than anything else, and actually it feels like the 120mm even when you've got the Top Gun unlocked, although obviously I'm going to try it, but even with that Top Gun, the 120mm still seems like it might be a viable option, because the T30 seems to be a very popular tank on this line. It seems to be one of the main reasons why people go up this line, and it was for me. But it's the gun handling is kind of famously rather bad. So it does require a lot of patience, but as I've said, that's exactly true of the T34 as well. So hopefully it's not going to be too foreign an experience when I do get that Top Gun. And already, like, that obviously ticked me over with one of the loaders, because this thing gets 2 loaders. So, if you haven't seen that video, I basically stole a loader from a heavy tank and retrained. So one of the loaders is behind the other. But I imagine you could get it to not that far over 8 seconds reload on this gun, which is a rate of fire that's really going to catch people out. And it's not like it doesn't have a... It's what, 400 average damage? So it's pretty respectable. I mean, we're not quite talking tortoise levels of laying down, you know, machine gun like rates of fire, but it's still pretty decent, although I'm slightly concerned that, like, everyone's just kind of stalled here. I've got KV4 with me, which is useful, and he's fully upgraded, it looks like. So that's the Top Gun. A bit of muscle is good, but I've kind of learned, like, although I want to treat it like a heavy tank, it kind of, it's more like one of the more fragile heavies. It's got a good gun, but you really can't ever... it's almost French. You can't really afford to especially be on the front lines and to take that beating. And if you're in a situation where you're facing off against a proper tier 9 heavy, you're probably going to come off worse just by sheer dint of the fact that you have fewer hit points. I mean, I've got fewer hit points than same tier mediums in some cases, although as you can see is actually the same as this KV4. So you don't have the hit points and you don't really have the armor. There we go, good double whammy. And it's a bit, I don't particularly like fighting here from this bush position, but I've got a few more tanks here now. If you don't really have the presence to be aggressive otherwise, then, well, at the very least it's artillery safe. Well, 269's going forward. Don't actually know if we've got enough tanks here right now. I'm not quite sure what's going on the rest of the map as well. OE75 has tied himself down in a not particularly great place. Like, he's basically stuck there now. I'm not quite sure why our Object 4116 is also pretending he's an artillery. I don't know. For reasons. Oh, they're making a push. They're just peeking a bit now. He's taking some damage. Now, given they've got a 5120, oh, we lost our T54. The T95s are also going to be a problem at some point, but boom, boom, there we go. Right in the turret. Yeah, they're going to go through the middle, I think. So, this is a bunch of tanks we've got tied up here, but the fact that our E75 has tied himself up on the bridge, also, that that's by far our strongest tier 9, so that's a bit of a problem. Now, I'm wondering if this is a bit risky, but I'm hoping I can be hold down here, basically. And the answer is, well, maybe, because that was on my commander's cupola, so it wasn't like that was. That was actually a pretty good snapshot from him. That was like pow, right into the cupola, without too much difficulty. I don't know if I'm too far forwards here, but anyway. I mean, if we can clear out this corner, then we can get the T95s from behind, basically. But we're all a bit stalemated at the moment. But this middle area is really concerning me, because we have barely any presence there. Should be artillery safe here, at least. I really wish our E75 hadn't... oh well. Now, this flank here looks like they might have a defending something, but... hello, T32. Nice. If they can take out the enemy GW Tiger, who's already got 2 kills, so either he's been really lucky or he's actually... Oh, again, a snapshot, but don't really have a choice. My reload's probably better than his, though. Just. Oh, hello, a tiger, a stock tiger. Right, this is a problem. The MX-30 is going back. Tiger's going to go around, it looks like. It's not really a concern, although he can probably still bend my hull if we fire some premium. But if he's got the 132 pen gun, then I'm not massively worried. Yeah. I keep shooting him in basically the strongest piece of his turret. I don't actually know what the MX-30's turret's like. I've not looked it up in Tank Inspector or anything like that. Probably want to try and get his hull. Was that... Again, I'm going to be wary of this guy. He's aiming very, very well. He's basically able to put these snapshot into my... just got a silly right there. No. I really wish our E75 would, do something. Like, even with that. Okay, that was my MG weak spot. Oh, I really want to kill this tiger. He's been annoying. I've actually racked up a decent amount of damage, though. I think we're losing, though. I mean, oh, the team on the glacier. They've all died. E75 is one of the few remaining tanks. KV4's trying to go that way, but I've got to... We are utterly on the defensive at this point. Right, if the AMX can kill their artillery, though, that makes things a little bit easier. There's still the T95s to deal with, of course, both of which will have the 155mm guns and absolutely no difficulty impending my hull. Oh, hello, T71. You just sit still. Critical hit! That's not what I wanted to hear. No, sir, it is not. Nope. Well, I think we're a bit stuffed. This feels like a reasonable amount of damage given the gun that I've got, and it's just the case that, well, you can't carry every team, alas. We won the last one, I didn't get to do much. I've gotten to do a lot more in this one. I mean, we held that corner, that was a whole bunch of enemy tanks. But it ended up not mattering at all, because we just got overpowered. And I suspect if our E75 had been in a better position, well, I don't think he's going to have a very good score. I'm kind of wary of that IS2. I could probably try and go and help the KV4, it's too late now. Oh well, rip. Turn around and... Oh, hello, a T95. He's also not got his top gun yet. That snapshot. He's firing HE! Why would you fire HE? Oh well, the T95 is about to kill me.
Target acquired. Penetration.
Probably. Why would you fire HE? It does more damage? I don't know. Whoa. He missed. And there we go. Finished me off with HE. Did he run out of regular AP shells? Or, I don't know. That was a very odd life choice there, dude. That was a bit of extra damage for me at the end there. I suspect I'm going to have by far the most on the team, just given the team's performance. I mean, it wasn't a total runaway loss. We actually seemed like we had a good chance of winning for a decent part of that. But just looking at the team's damage, yes, no, I think we were never actually... it seemed like we were in a good position for at least part of the battle, but we really weren't. Mini75, exactly as I predicted, put himself in a position where he could do nothing. That guy didn't do much. We had a bunch of people that really... The T54, I don't know how he managed to throw his tank away with 0 damage, but he did. T30 did very little considering he was in a T30. That enemy T71 did a really cracking job. That must have been worth a first class at the very least, if not an ace. 1390 did pretty well. The IS-2, no, I don't know how he's third on the enemy team with 1300 damage, 3 kills, and spamming HE at people. How many shots did he actually fire? Maybe he... no, he didn't run out of AP. No, he must have just been firing lots and lots of HE shells because it does more damage, I guess. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I know I performed better in that one. It's just a pity about the rest of the team. And that was basically the whole running theme of yesterday's stream was it's a pity about the rest of the team because even with a really strong player like Zircon on, we were getting some really, really bad teammates to play with, and there's only so hard you can carry sometimes. Or, well, saying that like I'm the one that was doing the carrying, there's only so hard Zircon can carry. So if you enjoyed this video, you can hit the like button, you can leave any comments below, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.